Gentlemen, and statistically very few ladies, one of the next things we're going to do, which I probably mentioned many times because I can't remember anything, we're going to pull this camshaft. And to do that, I am 99% sure I'm going to hit the rad. And I'd like to get rid of the oil cooler and do some simpler turbo feed stuff off of it. Anywho, I'm going to figure out what I can and don't want on this rad. I am also doing an external transmission cooler. I'm doing a 40K, you know, ish underneath where the chin is. All the cool kids do it there. So we're going to get the oil out of the engine. We're going to take the oil cooler thing off. We're going to let the cooler bleed from down yonder all the way down in yonder. And I think I may wait to do the transmission stuff. I don't know. Because I could just shove the rad out of the way if I just disconnect all this garbage. And I don't want all of the fluids going into the fluid heating mixture thing. Not that they'll even leak together, even though that's a possibility, but I don't want everything to be 200 degrees. That's the big thing. Alright, I think I rambled enough about this. And I just got to yank the oil stuff. I'm mentally preparing to maybe get oil in my armpits. See you later. Eagle 6 to baby bird or whatever those JTAC guys say to each other. I like your funny words, Magic Man. So, that stuff is oil, and that's where the filter was. That's where the filter is. And then, whoa! That's the oil cooler. Jones right there. Oh, so I think I'm just going to take the 10mm bolts out of the side of it while the oil drains here. And whatever comes out of it, comes out of it. And then I'll probably I'll pinch cut with like bolt cutters up near the rad. Surprisingly that when you pinch them shut, they leak less. In theory, and sometimes, but it's worth pinch cutting them sometimes it'll at least cut down on a lot of fluid. So, I got a worn out set of these guys, which kind of makes it better. They don't cut as well, so they won't just cut right through. But they work extremely well. I put them on there and I smushed down a little bit and I wiggled it. And I don't know if I can make you sick by looking at this, but it does a very good, oh yeah, there we go, got nice focus. It does a good job on sealing it up. So if you're ever cutting stuff out, there's a Tech Tip Tuesday for you. So this guy, honestly, after I nipped, so I cut those with my soft shears, not the bolt cutters, because that's a soft spot. So I use the bolt cutters to fold over those like I showed. There was a 15mm like right there underneath the ground strap and next to this motor mount bolt setup. There's a bolt right there that held the crossover. But that's the front tubes that go up to the rad. And those are the ones that go from, you know, like the 90-degree bend around the front to back here. So that guy's out. I'm gonna get my turbo feed over there, and then over here, I got the oil ones done. I am procrastinating so hard and just staring into the void here, not wanting to do anything. What is it like? It's like high. It's like 39 degrees in here. And no one's going to do this for me. So these are the transmission ones. I'm probably going to nip those and just zip tie them somewhere higher and leave them alone for now, because I have the adapters all ready to make the transmission 6AN. So I bought hose and I bought a 40K cooler because I'm going to have to get rid of my... So the transmission goes into that cooler here, and then this is the oil cooler, I think. And then there's a power steering cooler over here. Anywho, I want to get rid of all the fluid sharing, and I wanted my transmission stuff ahead of time. I will have to mess with I may even take the oil pan off of this and do the oil drain into it. Speaking of, any of you, I have to look. I have to maybe hold the water pump and timing cover, like shove them in place. Can you get a drain in here, like underneath the accessories, into the cover without being near the... I mean, how easy is that? I didn't even look yet, but did a bunch of you guys, have you done this? Anywho, if this wasn't here, I would know for sure, like the ICT billet one would work. Or if I clean mine and I have Tom weld it into a position that's most likely to be out of the way and easier to hook up than normal. Let me know about that. Alright, I'm going to cut these guys loose. And, you know, I got to get the radiator out of here to make this easy as possible. And I got to do all this anyway, but yeah, it's easy. It's very easy stuff. I just am struggling. Wakey wakey. So, I sliced those guys. A nice neat edge. And I think, well, I got confused. So there's a transmission cooler in here and it goes into the water. So it does like a loop-de-loop. So this one comes out of that and into here. And anyway, there's more to cut. So there's actually, I didn't have to zip tie anything. I pinched these a few times so they would leak the least. And this was a hard line also that came back up to here. Either way, I cut all the tranny lines because I'm going to pull these out and I'm going to run, I mean, they're looking rough anyway. And I want to do the 40K up front with fans. And I got a neat kit from a guy I want to show off. And yeah, I'm ready to pull the rad out. It's pretty much empty. I can pull the whole rad out and then timing gear set, shove the dowels in, and then play lifter roulette. So I got to prep my other cam, and I'll pull it live so we can see if any lobes are missing. And then, you know, you can pretty much decide how the mood is from there. Oh, we're going back together and make turbo noises, and then, oh no. Okay. I decided to we'll pull the radiator live. We'll do it live and we'll see if it spills. And then pitch it outside into the darkness. Run 350 feet and throw it into the woods. Whatever. So, I think it's just the top two. Nice. No, not the fresh orange glove. So, nice. I'll let that pee. My bin is right down there. Ooga booga. Ugh. Come out. That was it. Well, that wasn't bad at all. Not bad at all. So this looks like, that's like the most stable, best spot I can give you guys. Also, I have 5/16 wooden rod from Home Depot. I lost mine, or maybe they were grody, or I broke it and never anyway. So I got that one. I'm gonna cut it into... Guys, I brought another magnetic bowl out specifically to put this stuff in. Okay. Let me get right back to you. All right, I had put it on top of my toolbox. Imagine that. It didn't take me long to find. So, I kind of want to rotate it until it is dot to dot. because it is definitely not. I would up this door. There's lights on the garage door face, and it's really nice, but it is really cold out. And the breeze blows right in there. Where did I dropped my crank bolt. It landed in this suite. What do we got? There it is. We got a nice little coolant, oil, little mix going on in that little bucket. Everything that wants to fall going in there. Let's grab a light. Here I found two. Alright, so we're gonna put, does that block? Like the tiniest, right? How about here? What are we working with? Is this better? That seems way better. And then we'll, where do we put this guy? This is a plastic tub. Well, there's a steering box. Let's try that. So, get this stuff out of the way. No, my WD-40. No. Okay. Spin the motor over. 16/16. It is cold. It is cold. Dudes watching in Siberia are complaining that it's not cold. Yes, I know. Far more manly than I am. Where is it? Oh, it's right there. I'm gonna go around. Yeah, I want to knock the bolt loose 5 times. Let's turn it over because I have all the rockers out. The air has to go past the rings. Hey, you know, if it takes a long time to bleed it, we can say that that's better. Oh, jeez. So much oil. This gunk that's on the front of this, I scraped most of it out. I pulled it out with my fingers. It's like pudding in the block. Like, the inside of the motor isn't terrible. It's certainly not clean, but for a 200,000 mile, 6 liter, 3/4 ton, it's not bad at all. All right. Wouldn't it be funny if we're not dot to dot? I keep having trouble seeing it. No, it's there. Yep, it's there. It's hard as hell to see, but it's there. All right, we're dot to dot right now, and that's usually right around 3 o'clock, so we're there. Oh boy, we're there. We're ready to go. All right, we will pull. Here's my safety dish. So I cut this in half, and then I can trim. When I get this in the plate off, I'll be able to see how long I want to cut them down to. One of the other maintenance items I like to do is, if this cam plate is pretty cheap, there's an O-ring that runs along it that keeps the oil in the lifter valley, and it can get really worn out to where it's like flat. Now, this doesn't look like it has much leaking past it, but like I said, if it's flat, everything is a leak until you hit the top of the block. So this is one of those things that I think very much affects oil more than any of the other tricks and whatever people talk about. Getting that gasket to seal stops a ton of oil from just getting blown out of here instead of going anywhere important. Okay. Lesson's over. Where did I put the... Oh, I put it up here. Matt, stop delaying. Pull the cam out. No, I wanted to talk about the plate. I'm sorry. We'll see how my plate is. Ooh, it was stuck on there good. It's pretty flat. Yeah. I usually end up replacing those anymore. Okay, I brought a water pump bolt to get it going, and then I think the water pump bolt might hit the condenser. So we're going to spin this. We're going to get another water pump bolt in it. We're going to spin it, and then we got to cut our dowels to fit in there. Okay. It also lifted them when I turned it over so much, it seems. Alright, can we... So this is all up in the rad. Where are the cutters I brought? Here we go. So we need to take a chunk off of this already. I'm just going to take a swing at it. Okay, so there. That's rad, and that's inside the timing cover. So oh, it just bottoms out at that length. Wow. And it needs that much to get in. Alright. Well, that's like all of it. I'll have to measure it for you guys then if you are super curious. That's the other one. Also, you ever rip one of these nice orange guys early and don't have the heart to swap it out, so you just... I Tessa taped it. I was so annoyed that my brand new orange, I caught it on like a plastic piece of the rad or something. Alright, let's get this one in there. Let's get this one in here. Alright, we'll get this guy going. It seems like the lifters don't want to... I think I can hear one riding the cam. Worst case, you gotta buy a bunch of those cheap pencil magnets, and that'll be a funny trick I have to show everybody. Yeah, look at that. It's changing. We'll keep messing around with it. I'm nervous now. I shouldn't have talked so much smack. Can that go back in? Like that? Okay, it can. Man. Oh, no joking around. This guy does not want to come out of here. What? Let's take these bolts out. I have the other cam on the shelf ready to go in. Wow, that just comes out. There is not much room there, guys. Alright, commence jokes. Commence jokes, kids. Woo! I mean, the other cam is worn, but this also had, not the lifters. The lifters look fine. The tops of the push rods were footballed something fierce. I'm going to put this cam plate back on. Just to, if I have a problem, I'll go through this stuff, but you know, previous mat would not care about this at all, so I think we need to revisit that. Yeah, whatever. She's good. She's good for it, right? Alright, I'm going to turn you guys off and move a bunch of things around.